What's up everybody, today I want to talk to you about Jordan. If you are thinking about visiting the country, stay right here with me because I'm going to be sharing all my travel tips I have. I have visited Jordan in January 2019 and I'm gonna go step by step, share everything I know about it, also talk about my personal experience, where to stay, what to see, prices, is it even safe, transportation, routes you could take to see the country. And make sure to stay with me till the end of the video because then I'm going to be sharing a special tip that could make your life in Jordan a lot easier. Jordan is quite a small country in the Middle East and it shares borders with Israel, Saudi Arabia, Iraq and Syria. And unlike some of its neighbors, it's a really safe place. And actually the people of Jordan are very proud to be a very safe and stable country. Since it is very safe and very beautiful at the same time, it's an up-and-coming tourist destination. They have all the infrastructure you could ask for and they are also getting prepared for more backpacking people coming because they are building loads of hostels in the capital as well as in other areas of the country. Most people, when they get to Jordan for their first time, they start their stay in Amman, in the capital of Jordan. That's mainly because of the big Queen Alia airport, but also because it's basically the gateway for the rest of the country. There are many buses departing from Jordan, everything is in reach from the capital, and the capital itself is definitely worth a visit. I spent a lot of time there. There are historic monuments from the Roman times. There is lots of history in general there. There are museums. There are beautiful mosques. And as I said, the perfect way to start your trip in Jordan. The thing Jordan is most famous for and one of the main reasons for people to come and visit this country is PETRA. PETRA isn't just this one building that you see on every Instagram picture. It's actually a big park and you can easily spend 1, 2 or 3 days there and keep exploring because it's a massive area. There are different temples, there is an old amphitheater and beautiful rocks as well, so you can spend a lot of time there. For me, I found that 1 day was enough, but I heard that many people prefer to have 2 days because you can just chill a little more and see more of the area. If you plan on visiting Petra, you will be staying in Wadi Musa, which is the town right next to the park. There are many hotels on offer, but they are easily fully booked and it's quite a long way to go back to Amman in the evening. It takes about 4 hours by car or by bus. The park usually opens at 6 AM in the morning, so you can get there very early to get a sunrise picture. If you want to see the most famous building from the top, you need to pay a guide to take you up there as you can't go up there by yourself. It's quite a dangerous area and it's better to ask someone. The area is open till sunset, but you will have to leave afterwards because on a few nights they are doing Petra by night. That's a special event where you have to pay extra to get in. They are lighting up the area with candles. It should look very beautiful. I haven't seen it myself because I didn't want to pay another time. My 3 tips for Petra would be: 1. Take enough water with you because you are going to be doing a lot of walking. 2. Don't take your drone with you and certainly don't fly it because when I went there I took my drone with me inside because the guy at the entrance, the security guard, didn't do a proper job and didn't find out that I had a drone and I didn't know that it wasn't allowed. But then I got inside and I wanted to fly it and then I got warned by a small kid who worked there that they would just put me in handcuffs and then I talked to one of the officers inside and he basically said put your drone away or I would have to take further action. So it's definitely not a good idea to bring your drone with you. 3rd tip from me is please don't support the animal cruelty that is happening inside the parks. People are riding on donkeys and camels and horses. Especially the donkeys are treated very badly. They were getting hit all the time without any reason. There was no respect for the animals in any way. They were just standing there in the heat, as I said, getting hit all the time. They would have to climb up like steep mountains with like big tourists on their back, and they were just not treated well at all. So if you want to support the local business, rather buy something from one of the many stalls or food places that are inside the park. There are many ways to support the local business, but please don't support this animal cruelty. Moving on, let me talk about Wadi Rum. This is a desert in the south of the country and my favorite place in Jordan by far. There are many ways to visit this place. There are many tours on offer, many hotels inside the desert where you can spend the night. It's quite hard to choose a company, and every company offers around the same things. You can go with a car or a camel and you visit different places inside the desert, different rocks or dunes. You get a tea in the desert, you can go on a small hike. They bring you to a place where you can watch the sunset, and then they take you to their camp where you're eating dinner with other people, and then spend the night there, have breakfast in the morning, and then go back to Wadi Rum village just outside of the desert. That's like a 2-day tour. Of course, you can also do 3-day tours or even longer ones. I did a 2-day tour with a company called Rumster. It was a very good and solid experience, and I could definitely recommend it. A good place to recharge is Aqaba in the south, the second largest city of the country, and they also have an airport there, so you could also start your adventure from there. This city is right by the Red Sea, and there is quite a funny border situation as you're very close to Israel on the right. You can see Egypt across the water, and then to your left is Saudi Arabia. This is probably the most relaxing place in Jordan. You can go diving, just swimming, and just recharge your batteries before you head out to the Wadi Rum desert, which is very close, or just explore the country. It is definitely also worth visiting the Dead Sea. However, there's not really a village or a town I could recommend to go to, because there are only hotels along the coast of the Dead Sea. So best thing to do is basically to go to one of these hotels, or at least to pay one of these hotels to go on one of their beaches and just have a nice afternoon or a few days at the Dead Sea and float along. These are standout places to me in Jordan. Of course, there's also Mount Nebo. That looks very beautiful. There are different desert castles, and of course a lot more that you could see in Jordan if you are staying longer. Transport in Jordan is not very easy, but it's definitely doable, because there's this one bus company called Jet that connects the most important spots of the country with each other. So Aqaba, Wadi Musa and Amman. They have quite cheap offers, but there are also local buses connecting the places sometimes. However, they aren't running as reliable as this official tourism bus Jet. Of course, you can also rent your own car. I have met several people doing it and they didn't have any issues. I have to say though, I wouldn't really recommend taking taxis as they are very expensive. You could go with Uber sometimes. However, I'm not too sure, like outside of the capital, if there are many cars available. There are very nice hotels everywhere in the country. They also have hostels in Aqaba, Amman and Wadi Musa. And as I said, if you want to stay in the desert, there are desert camps, there are luxury apartments, there's everything basically. To get to Jordan, you will probably land in Queen Alia Airport in Amman, or you could also start your journey at the King Hussein Airport in the south in Aqaba. If you are crossing borders from Israel, you shouldn't have any problems. You will probably be crossing in the south and into Aqaba. Europeans and US citizens can get a visa on arrival, so that's very easy. Only if you are staying for over 30 days, you will have to take an HIV test. Let's talk about prices. Everything in Jordan is quite reasonably priced except the taxis. A night in a hostel is about $25. In a nice hotel it will cost you from $60 to $90. A cheap meal will cost you about $5, and then transportation with the jet bus will cost you about $15. no matter what distance you are covering. The best way in my opinion to see this country is to either travel from north to south or from south to north. So you could either start in Aqaba in the south or in Amman in the north. If you're starting in Amman, you can spend a few days to explore the area, go out to the desert, see desert castles, then travel down to Petra, then to Wadi Rum or go down to Aqaba and then leave the country from there. Same thing like the other way around if you are starting in Aqaba. If you only have a short amount of time, you can stay in Amman and do trips from there. You could even like visit Petra in a day, although I wouldn't recommend. You would have to get up very early and then come back very early in the evening, and you wouldn't really get to appreciate the area that much. If you are departing from the same airport you flew to, as I had to, it's not really a big problem. For example, if you are flying to Amman, you can easily just travel down to Aqaba and take a bus back up. It takes about 5 to 6 hours and you are back in the capital, ready to fly home. Here comes my special tip at the end. I would definitely recommend buying the Jordan Pass because it gives you access to many tourist attractions. Petra is included, the entrance fee for the Wadi Rum desert is included, many of the historic sites in Amman are included, and also your visa on arrival for tourists is included as well. It's about 90 euros, but if you already know that you are going to see all these places, then it's definitely worth it, and it would add up to much more if you don't have the pass. To finish this up, I have to say Jordan is the perfect country to visit because it's quite easy to get around. There are loads of things to do. It's not that big, so the distances aren't too long. The nature is beautiful, the people are really open to tourists, and as I said, it's very safe. That's all I have to say about Jordan for now. Of course, I didn't talk about everything, so please ask me in the comments if you have any questions or if you would want me to talk about another country I might have visited. Also write it down in the comments. I'll make sure to be back next week with another video. I thank you for watching, I wish you a great week, and I see you in the next one.